is your game plan today against Albirex?
It's to dominate the ball for as long as possible and in every moment. So we hope to have a good game today.
So Firdaus Qasim, the new man in charge, he is now the full-time manager of Hougang United. But these two teams have met in the past last season. These two coaches have met as well in the Singapore Cup. Talk to us about their past meetings and how exciting some of these meetings have been between them.
It's been very exciting. There have been lots of goals. Meetings last season, including the cup matches. And there were 4 draws in that time just to win for each of these sides. And of course for Hougang, that win. I just think Hougang are a side who have the tools in terms of their approach, in terms of their style of play, to cause problems for Albirex because they've got a lot of pace going forward. They play on the transition very well, Hougang. And you can see with the examples of these goals here as well that they scored, it's counter-attacking football. They win it, they press high, they counter-press, they win it, and they can counter-attack quickly, and they can cause problems for an Albirex Niigata side who the possession of the ball is you are then susceptible in those counter-attacking situations. If you lose it on the transition, if your counter-pressing game is not an issue for you. But again, it's a completely different Albirex Niigata side, so it really is going to be fascinating to see how they actually approach this game and what kind of qualities these players have.
Now I'd like to talk about the two men we just heard a few moments ago, the coaches, because it's going to be a really interesting battle between the two of them. Yoshinaga Kazuaki, of course, full of experience. He's starting his 4th term at Albirex Niigata in his 2nd stint here. This role, the first time that he's coming in as a full-time, as a head coach. You know, there's a big gap in experience there. Do you think?
Course of a campaign, I think it definitely does help. It definitely makes a difference. But in one-off games, you know, I don't think that experience really means that much. You know, we saw it in the Singapore Cup where Firdaus took charge of the side. Essentially, it was his team in the Singapore Cup. Kazuaki Yoshinaga, I mean, he's a brilliant coach. We know exactly what to expect from him in that role. We know what he demands from his sides. And sort of that trophy in the bank already that kind of takes that pressure off his shoulders a little bit. But we know his style of play as well from what we've seen, and depending taking coaching sessions as well. So essentially his style of play and his team in a sense, with Clement overlooking and being sort of the main man in charge. And so now he's in the hot seat, and how he deals with the pressures that sort of come with it, I think is going to be interesting to watch across the season.
But it's interesting also because we do see young managers in the Singapore Premier League, like, you know, the likes of Gavin who has really shone in terms of managing Tampines Rovers. And as well, he seems to have all the right traits for taking over this team.
He does. You know, I think it's a league that not just promotes young players, but you know, it's then up to them to take hold and grab hold of that opportunity and go out and produce the results, which Firdaus in his short time in charge has done. And now we get to see it over the course of a campaign. And again, of course, what comes with it is now you're in the hot seat. Now you are the main man, and now whatever happens, whatever goes wrong with the team, you're the one who's going to be facing up to the press, to the media. You're going to be the one who's having to listen to pundits like me talking about the one that's dealing with that. So it comes with it, but it comes with the job. But Firdaus is not someone who's just sort of been thrown in that sense. He's got overseas experience as well, so he has been in that area, so he does have experience working in professional football in that sense, but now he's the main man in charge.
So these are the two champions from last season, the Premier League, Singapore Premier League champions Albirex up against the Singapore Cup winners Hougang United. What a game this is going to be. We're going to take a quick break. We've got kickoff coming up in about 10-15 minutes from now. When we come back, both these clubs, as well as the big new hot topic, V.A.R.
It starts proper. You've got 9 teams, as you've already said, but it's not just about the 9 teams that did in the transfer window. Yes, you have Brunei DPMM, you have Albirex Niigata, and you expect them to be challenging. Then Hougang, I think, have done well in the transfer window, and there's a lot of expectation around them. I expect them to be challenged as well. Tampines Rovers have done well in the transfer market, a very exciting young side with a good young coach who play a very nice, attractive style of football. So these are teams. Lion City Sailor is another one. You know, it's a bit of a rebound. Who could, you know, go out and take points against each other. So those are the sides that you expect to be really challenging for the title, I think, once the league.
Albirex Niigata and Hougang United, the flags of course borne by kids from Care Singapore, which is a charity organization which specializes in helping vulnerable young people find direction and hope and success as well. Firmly believing that every youth can be a positive influence with support and empowerment, Care Singapore works with family members. Carrying out the flags are from St. Gabriel's Secondary School, Montfort Secondary School. The 9 flags representing the 2023 Singapore Premier League football clubs are out. This is the opening ceremony for the Singapore Community Shield. And coming in this afternoon, Roshan, there was a bit of a fair going on, a little bit of a festival outside, and a lot of these fans came early to take part in it, and a great introduction to the new season. Of course, here that they're hoping to get a lot of fun, a lot of goals hopefully in this match between Hougang and Albirex.
Yeah, I hope as well, but we all come through football matches to look at the quality available on the pitch, and I think we're pretty excited at what we're about to witness here over the course of the 90 minutes or so. Yeah, look, I'm very excited at seeing what the Albirex Niigata are about. Very excited to see what work has been done by Hougang, you know, in pre-season and in the lead up to this.
I asked you at the start of this program, Roshan, you said we're going to see goals tonight.
I hope so. I would like to think so. I think, you know, you've got 2 sides who like to get goals. I think it's generally safe to assume we get goals when it involves the Singapore Premier League, because we saw loads of goals last season. I think we're going to expect more of the same this year.
Okay, let's hand you over to our commentary team, and that is made up of Shazad Haq and Shasi Kumar. Over to you guys.
Rai in our studio, a great way to start things off with their preview to this curtain raiser, the official curtain raiser, of course, Community Shield, which pits the league champions from last year. In Albirex Niigata, they're playing the cup champions in Hougang United, their first piece of silverware, and they're hoping to add more to that cabinet in this match before the league starts next week. The teams out here as they meet their VIPs. I have Shasi Kumar here with me in the. It's quite a spectacular opening today, isn't it?
Exactly, Shazad, and we are back to season 2023, and really looking forward not only for this one, but for the season ahead of us. And we've got 2 sides who are really looking to impose themselves, and obviously it's only technically the pre-season today, but you know, they want to go out there and start the season. Shazad, I got to say, they got to start this game as favourites, and just looking at the team that they've put out.
Yeah, interesting you say that, because of course, as is the case quite normally in Singapore football, there is I will come back to that. A check here from Singapore, the Football Association Singapore, there to the Care Singapore. You heard about that charity earlier, to the sum of 50. As part of the handshakes, by the way, as well, we had Mr. Eric, acting president, Mr. Damien Tan, the CEO of AIA FA, Mr. Bill Ng, the chairman of Hougang United, Mr. Daisuke Korinaga, the chairman of Albirex Niigata. $15,000 check presented by Mr. Bernard Tan, FAS acting president, and Mr. Bill Ng, the chairman of Hougang United, to the CARE Children at Risk Empowerment Singapore, Dr. John Tan. Of appreciation presented by Dr. John Tan, Executive Director of CARE Singapore, to the Tan, FAS acting president. That's what it's all about, isn't it? This pre-season encounter, helping the community, doing their bit for Singapore football. And now to matters on the pitch. Added excitement, of course, this year as well, the buzz about V.A.R. So these gentlemen here, Jansen Fu leading the team, Andy Tan and Mohammed Shafiq as the fourth official, and Ahmad Akasha and Ronnie Ko. A little bit of history being made here. The first time ever. Exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I think the guys in the studio was talking about it, and you know, we can't really. We will talk about that later on. But this is the Albirex lineup for you.
Yep. They are bringing in Hassan Sunny, of course, the Centurion Singapore international, moved from Lion City Sailors. He was the big name that they got. Level. So keep an eye out for that one. Asahi Yokokawa is one. Shunsaku Kishimoto another on the bench. Along with Keita Horia. And they're going to need all his experience as well to help mentor this very, very new side. Kazuaki Yoshinaga knows that each season, this is the problem that they face in Albirex Niigata, because everyone heads off in different directions. Hougang United also plenty of changes. Saiful Nizam from Japan, a very strong Japanese look to their defense in the form of Kazuma Takayama, who has J-League experience, and Naoki Kuri J3. They've brought in players like Gabriel Kwak as well, and Hazwan Halid. His first full season in charge. Firdaus Qasim, he takes over from Clementan, of course, who has moved across to Cambodia. I wish him all the best there. And it's going to be an interesting season. Rid of a lot of good players, but they've brought in some quality as well.
Yeah, quality signings, and these are players that can just come in and Shah, he comes in and slots in at left back easily. You know, Nazrul Nazari will be out wide on the right hand side of defense. But you spoke about Takayama and Kuriyama, and that is where I think they lacked a little bit, Hougang last season. By his admission as well, they conceded loads of goals last season, and for a side that's going for the league, going for the Singapore Cup, and for titles, that's not good enough. So they've in pre-season, they want to defend better, and they want to dominate games as well, and they've got the personnel to do that as well. And you know,
wow, okay, big statement. Interesting to hear. It'll be fascinating to see how they come through this season, as we have the countdown here for the very first match of the year. So the Singapore Community Shield kicks off here. Albirex up against Hougang United. If there was ever a time, an ideal time to play Albirex Niigata, I'm not sure many teams would ever.
Albirex starts off like this.
A little bit of hesitation, almost there. Nazrul Nazari got something on it. Searching ball into the box. As Irwan Shah plays it down the line. Gabriel Kwak, little dig through. Ajay Robson, was he yanked back there? Play continues from Jansen Fu. Well, what a start we have to this game. It's a corner already for Hougang.
It's a great start to the game. Yes, and lots to prove this season. Didn't really have a good season last year, but what a start to this game. The ball that... And that was a good defensive interception by Sulfami Arifin. And the atmosphere is superb here at Jalan Besar Stadium.
Yeah, it really is. Fantastic noise here. Now, I have got quite a few big players in. Didn't get a chance to mention Hougang, who's had stints in Southeast Asia with JDT and in Indonesia as well. Here's Gabriel Kwak. Or rather, that's the new play in. Naoki Kuriyama, they've got that Japanese solidity at the back now, Hougang.
Yeah.
As you say, trying to address the problems of last year where they were very leaky.
Very, very leaky, very inconsistent, and I think they want to get... But
Ajay Robson on the ball there. Someone you know quite well,
Schools games, and he plays in that holding role, full of energy, good on the ball, very strong as well, and really looking forward to seeing him this season a lot more. It's all about consistency with the young players, and there you go, he makes that run.
Yeah, it's a nice run there into a bit of space. Nazrul Nazari picking him out. There's Christian Krajcek. Oh, lovely distribution from the back up to Gabriel Kwak. There you can see already these look to be good passes of the ball.
I love that ball from Kuriyama. Superb 40-yard ball.
Little back heel there, Ferreira. It's a near post. And it's Irwan Shah popping up into that little bit of space.
Yeah, cutback was on there for Irwan Shah, but again, Hougang. Kwak, who will tuck the touchline, who can cut in as well. Very, very dangerous player, Gabriel. Ferreira looking very lively.
Zulfami, right now it's very much Hougang enjoying time on the ball, but here come Albirex Niigata. This is Yokoyama. Now pouring forward, Christian Krajcek. Has he timed his run perfectly here? The flag has stayed down, and it will be just off the post. The flag will go up a little bit later.
And yeah, it was very, very clear indeed. Hazwan was indeed offside.
Playing it.
Yeah, just needed to time his run better there, Hazwan. A little bit overzealous, eager to get there.
Should he be a little bit disappointed with his shot?
Well, it's offside, so it doesn't matter.
I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
It's a good start, by the way, from Hougang here. Full of energy.
Interesting that, of course, Pedro Bortoluzzo was leading the line for Hougang last year. Also brought in from Geylang.
Well, Ajay Robson is here, there, and everywhere in these early stages, making runs from deep.
Yeah, really getting involved already. This time last year when a brand new Albirex Niigata were playing against. Gave a lot of problems to the Sailors, but in the end it was the Sailors who won. They were just finding their feet, and I think it was also because of the COVID situation that they didn't really get to settle and bed in. I think Yoshinaga said he was a bit happier that players have come in earlier.
Yeah, I think you're right. They come in a little bit earlier. This players are all from everywhere in Japan.
Yeah,
and they've got to come in. They've got to.
A couple of chances during that disruption, but no goal so far in this Community Shield. But really, this is such a great start to the match.
Yeah, exactly. The intensity of the game is really, really high for a pre-season game as well.
Now it's Albirex are now starting to get into this match. Was there a foul on Christian Krajcek? Is letting play continue. That was well defended by Takayama. They're saying
Takayama is in there. That is great 1v1 defending. Didn't sell himself. Look at this. Eyes always on the ball. And then that last piece of tackle indeed went up for a corner.
Yeah, he was saying that it came off Komaki.
Well, just before this, Albirex nearly scored from a corner kick. A glancing header. Great take from Saiful Nizam. And that was one of their weaknesses last season. Hougang defending. Conceded. Very, very unnecessary indeed. And this was Saiful Nizam claiming it. This is what you want from your goalkeeper.
Yeah. Nice clean take from him. Yeah, good signing as well. Two veteran goalkeepers here 35-year-old Zaiful Nizam, Singapore international. And up the other side is Hassan Sani. Go, you mean?
Yeah. He was one of their best players last season, LCS.
Slip through to Gabriel, to his former teammate.
Yeah, couldn't wrap his foot around enough. Gabriel Quack, good run. The ball a little bit too close to Hassan.
Ajay Robson goes in hard, and I think Jansen Fu's going to have a little word with him.
Yeah, he was caught on the wrong side of the central midfielder here. On the wrong side, then had to stick his foot out.
Presumably now, with that little talking to from Jansen Fu, that's his last warning.
Yeah, probably.
Nice done by Nazrul Nazari, who's steaming down that right-hand side. Not something we saw too much of him do before. Lovely return ball. Christian Krajcek in some space here. He's got a couple of players to aim at. Well, the Argentine Ferreira's thinking that should have been a corner.
Yeah, it looked like from our vantage point here, but that was good run. Indeed, that must have... It's a corner, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly looked to have come off.
Good closing down from Zulfami there. Pressing high up the pitch. Hougang. This is what they really didn't do last season, Hougang, pressing high up the pitch.
Yeah.
And most of the time they kind of sat back and played on the counter. Obviously they have the players to do it, or they had the players to do it last season, but they're trying to change it a little.
Yeah, we got a new man in charge. Of course, Clementio's off, and Firdaus Qasim will want to at the moment looking to play out from the back. Hazwan couldn't make the run early. It's not a good pass back. Hazwan, has he overrun that one? Oh dear. They can't clear their lines very well here. Ajay Robson, can he keep it in? He did well to do so, but it's back with Albirex.
It blindly, but Hazwan just couldn't control the ball there.
Bit of a let-off. In that sort of position, isn't he?
Exactly, he's got pace. There you go, just played the ball and he's kind of miskicked that one, and Hazwan would be disappointed he couldn't control that one.
Yeah, big let-off there for Fua, who really did not connect the way he wanted to. Here come Albirex now via Komaki. He feels he was fouled. The referee, Fu, agrees with him.
Yeah, that was a good challenge from Ajay there. He got to the ball first and then was fouled in the first touch, like you said, just before that from, I think it was Melvin Singh. Ajay, really hard there.
Well, he's not giving any quarter at the moment. He's really putting himself about.
Yeah, he's the kind of player that goes in hard, doesn't take prisoners. He's got the build for it as well. He's got the energy.
There's Takayama. Looks towards Ferreira. Nice little touch on from him. Krajcek. Robson does the trick now. Here's Krajcek. Cuts inside. Tries to unleash a shot. Well, comes off a couple Albirex players. Fua just clears anywhere at the moment just to relieve that pressure. Looking to just press a little higher. Krajcek Now Zulfami. Here's Takai. Nicely. Irwan Shah is coming in field as he tends to do. So is Nazrul Nazari at this point.
Yeah, it's the inverted fullbacks, isn't it? That's so in fashion.
Down the line there from Krajcek. Here's Robson. Was that too much on the ball from him?
Yeah, just over. Disappointed with the ball because it was an easy pass, really.
Yeah. Nazrul let his feelings be known on that one. Komaki, easy one to deal with. And for Kuriyama.
Yeah, very cool at the back. Kuriyama knew what he was doing. Just cushioned the ball back to his goalkeeper. One player who has been pretty quiet so far is Kiki Krajcek.
Was there a little shove there from Irwan Shah? That's what the Albirex players are saying. Again, they're looking to just try to play. Trying to pull it back for Ferreira, but he's kind of causing a few problems, isn't he?
Exactly, and the line, the Albirex line is pretty high, and between the right back and the right centre back, that ball that was played in was a good one as well.
Ferreira, lovely turn from him, and that will be a corner. What have you make of the Argentine so far?
Yeah, he's looking really, really good. In fact, he just plays off. Shielding, using his body very well, turning his man, and winning a corner kick. But still early.
Before having stints with JDT in 2017 and Indonesia, was there for quite some time, 3 clubs. Former under-17 international for Argentina. Jansen Fu keeping a firm eye, and now you've got to be even more careful with V.A.R. in place.
Yeah, exactly. No, you've got to be careful here. The players could ball in.
You've got Kuriyama holding his head because he knows he was in a good position there.
Huge cheer there for the Hougang assistant coach, who brought the ball down from that clearance. Could go on to play.
So far it has been Hougang who have enjoyed the bulk of the ball and the opportunities, though Albirex
Signs as well from the corner kick, the glancing header that just went wide, and Zaiful Nizam had to make a save, a smart save down the left-hand side, down his left from the.
Very happy at the moment to play it out from the back. Lovely, lovely work here. Krajcek has come onto the left-hand side for a bit, swapped with Gabriel Kwak, Ajay Robson. Was kind of a nothing ball, really, that one.
Yeah, the ball by Ajay there, and he just had to flick it with his right foot to no one. Very speculative effort there.
There's Nazrul Nazari. What have you made of the shape, the way they're playing at the moment, this Hougang United side?
Yeah, they're looking very confident indeed, and obviously during pre-season had to test things out. playing out from the back and stuff like that, and they've been doing this very well. And of course, to have the two Japanese in the middle of defense helps a lot. Technically very good on the ball, and they can spray necessary. They've done this very well so far, at least.
Here's Krychek.
Yeah, not the best of balls, and especially with only one player up there, Hazwan in the penalty area, and Hassan always going to win that.
They want some time in the ball now. Albirex, Niigata, Takayama. Yeah, they're very good with this at the moment. Hougang playing out. Here's Krychek. Looks up, slips it through to Ferreira, who's got the strong attentions there of Kawachi.
Oh, that was great defending from the skipper, Yokokawa. Midfield, there you go, look at that. Brilliant. And then winning the goal kick in the process.
Here's Nicky Singh, haven't seen too much of him yet. Now vice captain of the side. He's been with them for a while now. Shot from distance, and why not? From the skipper, you just mentioned him earlier.
For him, the skipper, Yokokawa there. And why not? Took a shot. Just couldn't keep it on target.
Joined from J1 side, Shonan Belmare has been capped for Japan at under 15, 16 and 17 levels. Came through the club's youth ranks, has not played for Shonan Belmare senior team yet, and has previously spent time in J3 with Gane Totore. Now into the penalty area, here come Albirex. Irwan Shah does well, and on the follow-up.
This time there, Hougang just got caught a little, flat-footed, especially Kuriyama at the back. The ball played over the top, and a useful ball into the penalty area as well. Well defended by Irwan Shah, very experienced left back, left wing back.
The other thing, of course, to take into consideration, Shasi, is for these Albirex and a competitive match is the conditions.
Yeah, very much so. And I spoke about this a little bit, that the culture. But that's professional football for you. You've got to come down here. And trust me, after a while, they'll be very used to it, as with past Albirex sides. Just wonder what the magic formula is.
Yeah, it does take a bit of getting used to, but as we've seen from previous Albirex side, adapt pretty quickly and are generally. And it'll just take some time for them to just get used to things. Nice breeze coming through the stadium.
Christian Krychek there. Thought he got the ball. Very, very frustrated there. The tackle on Ogawa. And interesting to see this one again. Probably did get a little bit of ball and man. Of the ball.
Yeah.
And it's right in front of Jensen as well.
Was it the follow-through he wasn't happy with?
Nah, he got the ball. There's no...
Here's Takahashi. Intercepted by Takayama. Ferreira goes down. For Haswan. These kind of crosses into Haswan. I'm not sure how effective they'll be.
Yeah, he's not the biggest of forwards. His ability to take players on as well. It's very clever to have Brian Ferreira just behind him, you know, as a decoy, someone to hold up play, lay it off, and then get into the penalty area and support Haswan. And obviously Haswan makes those runs.
So for this corner,
just a combination of a zonal and man. Fami can put in, usually gets it right.
Well, I'm not sure they dealt with that particularly well. Albirex, here's Ferreira. I'm not sure he meant to do that either.
I don't know, I think he was going for goal there,
yeah.
Ferreira, trying to curl into the top corner. But I tell you what, that was a very good ball in from Zulfan. Albirex didn't deal with it properly here. Look at this, it's so dangerous, and he should have put it on target there.
Nazrul's done well. Through to Krajcek. Oh, that was a timely intervention there by Fuwa. I think he's had a very bright game, Nazrul Nazari, on that right-hand side. Here's Komaki. And there's Takayama again. There's that solidity.
Exactly. Behind him, good run in from Mari. And it's Komaki rather, but Takayama.
Now, they've had a couple of moments, Hougang. Have they created enough overall for you?
Maybe not really in the penalty area, but the approach play has been good, playing out from the back in midfield, loads of energy. Haswan has been making those runs in behind. Probably clear-cut chances to test the goalkeeper out, Hassan.
Yeah, we've not seen too many saves just yet.
That one good save from Zaiful from the free kick, I think. That was a good one, good save to go down very low.
Krajcek was available. Oh, but he's not been able to control the ball. That's frustrating for him and Hougang.
Yeah,
Saw a little run there by Kumori.
He's just barging onto Haswan there. He does well to win the free kick. Pretty unnecessary foul there. Kawachi.
Just snatching that one, Hassan Sani from Gabriel Kwak.
Yeah, just reading the play, Hassan Sani. Searching ball for Gabriel. Hassan dealing with it easily.
Here's Zulfami. Takayama. Here's Kuriyama. Now Zulfami. A little bit of a lull, perhaps. A temporary lull in the game. Just slowed down. It started off at a terrific pace.
At level for a long time, and it's understandable, especially in the heat, early part of the game.
Well, they've done well here to win the ball back. Hougang, Ajay Robson. Well, they think that was a penalty, and I'm sure that is going to get a check here.
Well, it has to be checked because from this, our point of view,
I thought that might have been a foul.
Yeah, it did look like the Albirex defender didn't get any of the ball.
Well, we've got a new chant here.
Yeah.
In the Jalan Besar Stadium, V.A.R.
Yeah, this is history. This is history, isn't it, Shazad?
Yeah. Check much earlier. But yeah, for a penalty incident, this is certainly.
Ajay won the ball initially. There was a good ball in, and it's very tough to see from here.
This angle.
It's a good ball in, threaded in to Hazwan. Listen, I don't think...
Is it conclusive for you?
I don't think the defender had a touch of the ball at all. I would understand if this was given as a penalty.
Yeah, is it conclusive? Clear and obvious error.
Oh, that could be a slip as well from Hazwan, so it's not given.
It is not being given. So, still no goals in this game, no penalty as well.
Well, we can talk about V.A.R. all we want, but that play, I think it was... No,
You've seen that quite a bit though, haven't you, today? And
yeah.
there's a concern as far as
Albirex
is concerned, because they seem to be a little tentative on the ball at the back.
Exactly, and again, this comes with the games that they've had in pre-season, playing together for a very long time. I'm sure these players don't know each other before they came in.
Ajay Robson right on him. And they've given it away again. Krychek. Here's Nazrul.
Again, winning the ball. Hougang. It's very good to see, because so often they're not last season. They tend to drop back a little bit too much. But this time around, they're just sticking to their guns, sticking to how they want to play it, and doing it very well indeed.
Yeah, the players took the opportunity while the check was going on to quickly go and get some drinks.
Yeah.
Probably a wise decision. There's about 10 minutes left, with a little bit of time added on, I'm sure, for that VAR check. So for you, just to draw a line under it, that could have been a penalty for you.
That it could have been, but really tell whether there was contact on the play on Hazwan. So, you know, he wasn't really playing obvious. So fair play.
Battering there into Kawachi. Yeah, I wonder what at the moment he's making of things. Kazuaki Yoshinaga, from an Albirex point of view.
Yeah, to us, to anybody but himself. But yeah, you know, he knows what's going on. He knows how to. We shall see in the next few weeks how it goes. Because usually they get it right.
Yeah, this first stint with Albirex, he led an Invincibles, did he? Oh, that's a bad, but that's the first time he's put a foot wrong, Takayama.
Yeah.
That is not a great back pass. It's a corner.
Yeah, we've been singing his praises, and fair play. I think he's been brilliant for Hougang so far. Bad pass, you gotta say. But this is where I think they were very vulnerable last season and the season. Must get this right if they are to challenge for any title this season. And again, they're going in a combination of zonal as well as man marking.
Opportunity perhaps here for Albirex Niigata. Innocuous header in the end that didn't cause too many problems.
I think it was Kishimoto with that direct header. Deep ball as well.
Here's Krychek. Well, playing up to the back this time, just been caught out. It's that snapshot.
You know, in the end, I just got it done there. Takayama with a clearance for a throw-in. A little bit of mistake there. I think it was Kuriyama.
With the effort, it's come out for a corner. Oh no, excuse me, it's a throw-in in the end. Nicky Singh really arrowed that one in.
He's got a couple of shots already in this game. Plays in that middle of the park, just behind the striker. Yeah, just went right through Brian Ferreira there, who did one hand.
Ferreira felt there was a little elbow into the back of his head. Robson looking for Krychek. Could he get a contact? Oh, Ferreira leans back as he.
Poor effort by Brian Ferreira, but again, Kiki Krychek played that ball in, and again it was RJ Robson who made it again. But this one, it's pretty much bread and butter. Yeah, he's got to get it right. Well, he will be very disappointed with that effort, Brian Ferreira.
Well, they've created some decent opportunities. Again, not the best back pass, but Zaiful Nizam
read that very well, Zaiful Nizam, especially the bounce.
There's
the goalkeeper.
Now Irwan Shah. Last few minutes of this first half. Well, he wanted a little bit more support, Komaki. There's a challenge flying in there, and it's going to be the first booking.
Trying to decide whether to He gave that yellow card. Had his hand in his pocket for quite some time. He did finally give it, but this is just frustrating. Yes, I'm sure Ferreira.
Yeah, he's also had a few challenges on him, and he's cut a little bit of a frustrated figure in this first half.
Well,
so he goes into the book. Ball in there from Komaki.
Again, Takayama.
Komaki's done well again. Crack tries to clear, now Zulfami does so. Iloni just gives it back to Albirex Niigata. They come forward through Ogawa. Here's Fuwa. And it's Takayama to head it away. Looking to try and end this half on a strong note here, Albirex. This for you, Shashi.
Yeah, I think they've gotten used to the intensity of the game, the heat, obviously. Hougang as well, they've done some very good things, especially playing out from the back and pressing from the top as well. It's been a very good game so far, considering the fact that they're still technically in the pre-season phase. The season starts next week.
Yep, full set of fixtures next week. Talk about that later. Ajay Robson, the flag stays down for now. Robson. Oh, and that is frustration again. For a corner. Not going to get it.
Oh, they're asking for a handball, but...
Oh, the handball, excuse me, right.
Ajay Robson there again making that superb run in, and there they were just asking for a handball as the players, or the Albirex player went lunging in. That bounce, oh, that did look like handball, but having said, taking the ball away from him a little bit.
There is a check. They are looking to see if that is handball, and the decision has been made quickly. No handball. 2 V.A.Rs now in the penalty area, in Albrex's penalty area. Both have not gone Hougang's way. No penalty is the decision. But again, that's a couple.
Yeah, and it's basically because Albirex, they're playing really high up the pitch in a straight line as well, and as the ball comes behind them, the runs are being made by deep players from deep, making those runs is very difficult to pick up, and one of those players is Ajay Robson, who has been very good this first half, I must say. Yeah.
Whether he keeps his place, or as we quite often see, the under 23 player is changed.
He should be playing. He's been as good as anybody out on the pitch today.
3 minutes of added time. No surprises there after those checks. Nicky Singh. Here's Komaki. They've forced them back for now. Hougang United. somehow got the ball across Yokoyama there to Takahashi. Gabriel Clark clears. Nazari was in a good position.
Well, that was a good challenge from Yokokawa.
Here, Shah. He's just clutching his face.
Yeah, I think he just got caught a little bit late there. With two players, in fact. Well, he got caught by a flailing arm. This was what happened. He cut inside there, and then two players verged on him. He's more like he's landing on his head there.
The slip.
He got sandwiched by the Albirex players. He should be okay, I think. As we approach the half-time.
Here, Shah, another one of those that came across.
Yeah, a player who was released by Tampines. I think Hougang has got one player who's experienced enough, can play as a left wing back, left back.
Yeah.
And Nazrul can play there as well.
Yeah. 34 years of age now, Irwan Shah. 7 seasons at Tampines Rovers. This is his 4th club. And can actually play on either flank as well. 25 caps for Singapore as well. So that brings us to the end of this first half. What are your thoughts on it?
It has been a very good first half. If you are a Singapore football fan, I think Hougang started the game very well, high intensity, but you can feel that Albirex, they are coming into the game slowly, and hope for goals in the second half.
So plenty of action, lots of entertainment. We have no goals so far here in the Singapore Community Shield. At halftime, Jalan Besar Stadium, it's Albirex Niigata 0, Hougang United 0.
a threat with his movement off the ball. And for Albirex Niigata, I don't think we saw too much from them in terms of clear-cut chances or opportunities. That was the number 6, I think, Asahi Yokokawa, from range, hitting one from range. Otherwise, it's been sort of a first half in which Hougang, I think, have limited Albirex Niigata pretty well.
We saw a couple of V.A.R. checks as well. That's something that we were waiting to happen, and so far so good. So this is the first one.
Yeah.
This was a penalty claim by Hougang. What did you think?
Well, I think first of all, I think the referee's in a good position there to have a look. It's happening sort of right in front of him, and V.A.R. is always going on in the background anyway. They're always checking things, and there was a first real opportunity for them to have a proper look at it. I don't think there was enough in there. Remember, the guidelines are that it has to be a clear and obvious error, and I don't think that could probably be determined. I mean, already, you know, I heard on the commentary, Shasi was saying, you know, it might have been a penalty to him, but to me, when I looked at it, I'm not sure if there was enough contact there. So again, it was sort of open to interpretation a little bit, and I think in those situations, I don't think it was a clear and obvious error there. I think the VR has actually worked really well for what we've got so far in the first half. There you had, I think it was Brian Ferreira.
Yeah.
Just leaning back as he hit that. He's had a little bit of a frustrating first half. I think Hougang as a whole have played well, but Brian Ferreira has struggled a little bit, I think, to get really into the tempo of the game and to really show us what he's really well capable of. But again, very early days, still a long way to go.
Yeah, and I suppose you have to give a lot of these new signings who have come from overseas, they need time to acclimatize as well.
They do.
But just coming back to this one, this is the second V.A.R. incident, a handball claim by Hougang, and another V.A.R. check here, and upon another relook, it looked as if it hit him on the side.
Yeah, it looked like it hit him on the side, hit him on the ribs here. I don't think there was a handball there. It was Koki Kawachi who was sliding in just to try and stop this bit of play from Ajay Robson. I think it hits his body first, and then it maybe hits his arm, and I don't think can really give a handball in that situation. But again, it's something that was looked at in the background, obviously cleared. But the move there, and I know we're going to have a look at the match stats here, and Hougang with just those 6 shots, 11 for Albirex Niigata. But how many, again, I go back to what I always say when I work on football, is how many of those were clear-cut opportunities. And I think Hougang actually kind of had a little bit more in terms of looking dangerous in those attacking areas.
Yeah,
so I think for Albirex, it didn't really threaten in a sense. But yeah, I mean, those are some of the numbers there, and the pace of the game, I think, slowed down a little bit because of how Hougang then approached the match. We saw a lot of instances where they were quite happy to play that sort of walking football, which we saw from them in the earlier stages of last season. And the idea behind that is, in that first phase of the build-up, in that first phase of possession, you kind of slow the game down to try and draw the opposition towards you and try and draw the press, which Albirex at times kind of fell for, kind of got sucked into it, but then they got smart and then they sort of just dropped off and said, we're not going to push in anymore. And, you know, then Hougang sort of had to try and figure out another way to get through. But you think back to that Ajay Robson, that handball incident, and the way that Hougang played out, you see these rotations where you saw Krajcek just dropped off, and Ajay Robson then using the space in front of him, making those late runs from midfield. That's an area that Albirex Niigata, I think, have had problems dealing with, the energy and the pace of Ajay Robson and his runs from deeper midfield areas.
Yeah, he's been very impressive, Ajay Robson, just 19 years old. What an impressive talent. But just before we go to a break, I just wanted to ask you individually, has anyone stood out? Has anyone impressed you in this first half?
Not really. I think it's a bit difficult to sort of really pick out individuals in this overall performance, because I think there have been, in terms of the overall team play, has been quite good in terms of the structure, especially from Hougang. And I can understand with Albirex it needing to take a little bit of time. You know, they lost the Community Shield last season, but they ended up winning the league anyway. So, you know, it is going to take a bit of time there, and I guess that's why Hougang look a little bit more clear in their identity and their ideas of how to play. And
as you were saying, Albirex, with practically a whole new team who have come from overseas, they will need the time to acclimatize. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back with the second half of the Community Shield.
Shazad Haq here with Shashi Kumar. We just had some half-time analysis there, Colette Wong and Rish Roshan Rai. Good crowd, Shashi.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been excitement, isn't it, in the build-up to the season?
Yeah, healthy crowd, and there was some fair going on just outside the Jalan Besar Stadium for fans to mingle and take part in some games outside. So it's good to see. Yeah, there you can see the fans enjoying the music and the entertainment that has been put out by the Albirex fan club. What are they called, Shazad?
Oh, they're called the Swan Army.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
just got to know about that.
Yeah, we just got to know about that. That was interesting. Of course, Hougang Hools, they are the well-known fan club. They are moving back to Jalan Besar as well. Yes. That's something to note, that both Toa Payoh Stadium and Hougang Stadium will not be used this season. Balestier Khalsa will be moving to Bishan Stadium with Lion City Sailors, who move back there after the field has been sorted out, and we're going to have Hougang here with Young Lions.
It's good to know, especially at the Bishan Stadium. I think the pitch is looking quite good at of course, in this early stages of the season. And just going back to the halftime show with with Roshan and Colette, and it's a good point that Roshan brought up about the V.A.R, because we've got to be very clear and obvious about it, and it has to be clear and obvious, because we were discussing whether it was handball or not, and even in the replays
it's not clear and obvious.
It's not clear and obvious. So it's a good point that was brought up. So if it's not clear and obvious, then it shouldn't be given. That's a very, very good point there. But yeah, just going back again to the first half, and I thought that Hougang looked good in pockets. I think playing out from the back, I think they've got what it takes. The two centre backs I like for what I see with Takayama and Kuriyama, and of course Irwan Shah and Nazrul. They played there. Very, very experienced indeed. And of course, with the energy of Ajay Robson, I think he has been very good. It's all about now consistency for a young player, keeping up with the energy and the pace of the game. He's got to pace a little bit. We haven't seen really much of Gabriel Kwak and Christian Krajak. And Ferreira has been a little bit frustrated. And, got one chance in that first half and didn't really do well with that. As for Albirex, I think for a team that's starting out and with players coming from everywhere in Japan, I think it has been a good run out for them.
Yeah, you mentioned Ajay Robson. He's there on the pitch.
He should,
very energetic.
He should be there out on merit, and I think Firdaus has, know that he's been one of the standouts in their pre-season. That's what Firdaus was mentioning. So it's good to see that he's out there on merit, and not just because he's an under-23 player, which happens more often than not for other clubs as well. But it's a long season. It
is. I think what's interesting is just look at the kind of bench that Hougang United have in number 2 goalkeeper Zainul Gulam, who returned after retirement, came back out. Anders Aplin, Amy Reka, Umar Akbar, who's moved across from Geylang, Sahil Suhaimi, who's extended his contract, Amir Zalani. So it's interesting. And also, right at the bottom, we've got another Fandi here, Irian Fandi, 16-year-old.
He used to be a rugby player.
He used to be a rugby player. He's now looking to follow the footsteps of his 3 older brothers. One of them is not too far away from us right now, about 5 meters away. Ilhan Fandi, of course, formerly with Albirex Niigata.
Yeah, has it been done anywhere in the world, Shazad? Four brothers playing in the national team?
That's a good question. That is a great pub quiz question.
Yeah.
I don't think
so.
It's one to certainly look out for in the years ahead. You had a very quick chat with Ilhan as well beforehand. He's heading off to Europe soon, isn't he?
Yeah, apparently his contract is still intact for now. He's going back to going to Belgium in about a month's time or so. So let's hope things pan out for him. Obviously, he's still recovering from that terrible ACL injury, but well, on his way to recovery.
So second half kicks off here in the Community Shield. Hougang United up against Albirex Niigata. No changes yet. We very much aware that Yoshinaga, the Albirex coach, is one to really stick with what he knows. Of course, this is still very new to him. I thought it was interesting that one of the standout players last year, Keto Haria, is on the bench.
Yeah.
Did not start. That was one of his mainstays last season, so I guess he just wants to see what he's got at hand.
Yeah, and you're very right about Yoshinaga with him not changing players that much. You know, he just sticks to his tried and tested, and let's see how it goes this season. Keto Haria, obviously one of their best players last season.
Yeah, they really had a fantastic array of both attacking talent and defensive solidity. Kodai Tanaka, their top scorer, moving across to Lion City Sailors. That was certainly one that got a lot of attention. Now let's see if there's the tempo picks up a little bit. It was a little bit slow towards the end of that first half. Actually, quite large chunks of that after the first 15-20 minutes really noticeably slowed down. Well, Gabriel Kwak's done really well there. It's one back though by the skipper Yokokawa.
Yeah, Aswan needed to do better there. Needed the ball to stick after good play from Gabriel, and before that Takayama again.
Nazrul intercepts. Now Robson. Here's Krajcek. Now foul there by Nicky Singh. He gets a yellow card.
Yeah, the ball wasn't there to be won. It was on the wrong side of Kiki here. Look at that from the side there. No way he was getting to the ball. Bad challenge from Nicky Melvin Singh. And it's a good opportunity here for Hougang to capitalize on that tackle from Nicky.
But we know what Zulfami can do. Left footers and really whip it in and create problems.
Listen, he can score from here. He has what it takes. To the far post, the top corner. His delivery is usually very wicked.
Well, he's done none of that after all we built him up with.
It's overplayed there, too deep. No trouble for Albirex. As you can see it here. That's poor by his standards.
Yeah, he extended his contract and he's got the captain's armband. It looks like there's going to be a change here for Albirex. Cuts inside there. Saw what Krajcek was trying to do. Now Ferreira. Took a bit of a heavy touch. So Fami, Robson, never going to get to that.
Yeah, the angle wasn't right for a pass like that.
So Nicky Singh goes off. He is replaced by Riku Fukashino. And that is the first change of this match.
Yeah, Nicky Melvin Singh didn't really have a good match here. Obviously with that tackle at the end, gets replaced by Fukashiro, the number 9. Plays out wide on the left-hand side. So it's really a one-for-one change.
Konori made the run. Now he's trying to get on the ball, but clatters into Zulfami.
Yeah, that's smart from Zulfami, getting his body in the way. Kunori charged at the ball.
Well, he goes down. Krychek. Well, there's the first touch from that man, Fukashino. Nicely done from him. Well, that didn't look good, did it? That's a ball played right across the face of the goal from Komaki. That didn't look a good challenge at all.
Yeah, I don't think there was any advantage as well. So as the ball comes in, and just take a look at this, as the ball was cleared out, and then, I tell you what, that's a foul.
Oh, that's a clash of heads as well, isn't it?
And again, that looked like it was slightly in the box as well. Just take a look at this, where it happened. Ball bounced in there. It's a foul, isn't it? And it's a penalty.
Well, we're waiting to see if that's going to be... I mean, that's a foul. There's no doubt. It's head-to-head, isn't it?
It's a foul. It's late as well. Didn't get any of the ball.
There you go. In answer to your what you were hinting at, there is a check now.
It's only whether it was in the box or outside. It's difficult to tell from that angle. But to see what V.A.R says.
Still checking. So for you, Shasi, if that's in the box, and it did certainly look like it was, that is a clear foul for you and therefore a penalty.
I think that's a clear foul.
Well, that is what that check is about right now. Of course, there is the opportunity for the referee to go and have a look at it as well. Decide to throw it back to him to make that call.
Exactly, and at the end of the day, the decision has to be made by the referee, the final decision. So he's still hearing from the V.A.R, because there's loads of communication going on, I have to tell you, and it's very interesting to see what happens here. If he needs to go to the monitor, and that'll be history as well if that happens.
Well, you want to get it right.
Yeah, of course.
And you want to take your time doing so, and then you'll have to add it on. And you can see the Hougang players getting a little bit restless. He has to go and check it out. Well, that is not a good sign.
Well, if that happens, then usually the referee turns his decision around, because this looked like a foul to me. Clear foul. There you go.
That's not... It doesn't look good, does it?
Yeah.
It actually looked a really nasty blow more than anything else.
Because if it happens anywhere on the pitch, it is a foul. You know.
Mind you, we say that a lot, don't we? And then you still sometimes don't see those given when you see a foul inside the box, even though it might be a foul elsewhere.
Well, the referee is taking his time. It's all about making the right decision, that's all.
He's still taking some advice, he's still talking, he's communicating, that's what they're all there for. But he's got to make that call. And he's seen it a few times now. It's a penalty. Well, remember, in that penalty area in the first half, Hougang denied twice, but Albirex will get a penalty. It's the first V.A.R decision that's led to a potential game-changing moment here. A penalty has been awarded, the first V.A.R penalty in Singapore football.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's about making the right decision, and obviously the Hougang players are not happy with the decision. Was it Kuriyama with the tackle? Not really sure about who was. I think it was Kuriyama. And listen, they can't do anything about it, because if they take a look at the video, it's so clear that that was a foul.
I mean, that's why he went to the on-field review. That's why he did it.
Yeah.
And kind of pointless, really, now having this debate. But also, if you get to delay things, which is probably part of it all,
yeah,
it helps. Now, an opportunity here. First goal for Albirex.
It's Kunori.
Seya Kunori up against Zaiful Nizam. Well, that did take some time, I have to say. So Takayama is also having some words to the referee. And now, of course, with V.A.R in place, Zaiful Nizam has to also be a little bit more careful, right?
Yeah, exactly.
About being on his line. It's taking a while, which is probably not helping Kunori. Here we go. Oh, he gets the right way. Zaiful Nizam, he's clutching his face. But Kunori gets the opening goal here in the Community Shield, the first goal of 2023. And Albirex Niigata are in front.
Well, so often we say this, Albirex maybe not in the game, not really creating much, not really pushing forward, but somehow, just somehow, they dig in, and they've gotten a goal here to Zaiful Nizam's right. Just guessed right there, probably just got a little bit of rubber on the ball, but if you want to take a penalty, it has to be hard and true, and that was what Kunori did. It's 1-0, Albirex.
Well, that is going to sting a little bit for Hougang. Takayama. There is Kuriyama. Krychek. Towards the goal scorer, but it's back with Hougang.
Well, just looking at the bench, Hougang do have attacking players. Amy Reka, obviously, and Sail Suhaimi, who can come on and make a difference. So let's see what the Hougang does in the next few minutes.
Well, Nazrul Azari isn't being particularly sympathetic at the moment, and just a bit of frustration.
There was Krychek with the ball.
Ogawa immediately goes down, and the players there are wanting to get on with things.
Yeah, it did hit Ogawa's head, the back of the head, so it needs to be stopped.
Yeah, what's interesting right now, we just saw Kuriyama there having a lot of words with the fourth official, as if to plead his case. It's all after the fact, of course.
Well, it's too late. He's better to just
venting his frustration, I guess.
He's better to just focus on the game.
Yeah.
And because they've been doing well, Hougang. You know,
right.
Defensively, they've been strong. And the two centre-backs, like I said, I like them, Takayama and Kuriyama, very good at 1v1 situations, and as a team as well. They've got a proper defensive lineup.
Yeah, they're going to try and pick up the pace, you'd think, Hougang. That should be straightforward for Hassan Sani. They just came together there a little bit with Brian Ferreira.
Yeah, he's going to pluck that one out all day long, Hassan. Very experienced.
There's Komaki. Foul there from Nazrul,
And they got to be careful not to get overly frustrated with the situation here.
Yeah, he seems to be quite irritable at the moment, Nazrul Nazari. And Jansen Fu is, I think I just read his lips, they said calm down.
Yeah, he's got to calm down. Nazrul and the Hougang team in general. Because there's a long way to play, a long way to go in this game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's half an hour from now, plus 3 or 4 just on a V.A.R. check.
Yeah.
There's lots of time here. Oh, Kunori slips that ball through. Oh, what a chance there, Fua. And Saiful Nizam got down quick, but really, Fua should have done better.
He should have done better, but what a ball that was. I think it was Ogawa. A superb reverse ball played onto the path of Fua. He should have done better. He should have gone across goal. Keep it as well.
That's actually not a bad ball towards Haswan. Robson. Nicely done. Now Haswan. Only got a couple players in the box to aim at. Krychek. Yeah, he's got to do better than that, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's not good enough from Krychek. And he apologizes for that effort. The ball should have been played across. This was the reverse ball that was played in. And if that had gone in, I think that would have been offside.
A bit of a miss it there from the new man in, Fukashino. Pereira! No, he's not asking. He just keeps very quiet. He just miscontrolled that.
Yeah, I was surprised with that miscontrol as well. It was a very good ball in that was played from Krychek. And again, the frustration grows for Pereira. There, it's not a good touch. There was a little bit of touch before that, but he went to ground a little bit too late.
He's not really got into this yet, has he?
Yeah.
Well, they did a very, very quick look at that to see if there was any kind of penalty, we can just tell you, and obviously none at all. Krychek goes down, looks across at the assistant.
And to be fair, assistant's flag went up right away there.
Komaki was trying to plead his innocence. But the noise has also picked up considerably as well.
Yeah, and Hougang, to be fair, they've responded very well. It's all about the intensity of the game. They've got to increase it, pass it a little bit quicker. And again, they've still got players on the bench who can come on. Good attacking players.
Straightforward there. It's a couple of not so good free kicks from that sort of area from Zulfami Arifin. We're being told there will be substitution made for Hougang, and that's Gabriel Kwak with his touch there. Might be the last one he has. Let's see. Away by Takayama. Haswan is going to chase, but it's going to be in vain, and he's also cutting a bit of a frustrated figure.
Yeah, it's difficult to play up top on your own, especially if the ball not coming to you right.
Amy Reka is going to be coming on for Hougang.
can sense the confidence with the Albirex side now. What a goal can do.
Yeah, really can.
And spaces opening up as well in the middle of the park for Hougang. They need to be careful not to concede another.
So it looks like they're just going to hold off for the moment. I think they're going to make maybe another change as well. We'll see. Hougang. Out across here to Komaki. V.A.R just behind the ball. Oh, that's going to be a free kick. Much to the irritation of Nazrul Nazari and Hougang in general.
Yeah, I tell you what, he got lucky there, Komaki, because his touch was a poor one. The ball was already going out of play. That's what Nazrul Nazari was saying. There's a seed here. Oh, it's not a foul at all. Just buying that free kick or foul. And we've got a player down. So it looks like, is it RJ?
Yeah, we're hearing Brian Ferreira is going off, but actually now they might just change this because RJ Robson is down. And I just thought I saw Krychek signal he needs to be taken off. But that would be a massive blow. No, it looks like he's going to be okay, isn't he?
Yeah, it just looked like it's cramps, isn't it? Yeah, you can see there. And it's a punishing field to play on, especially an artificial. I'm sure he can't carry on, but it has been a very good game for Ajay Robson.
Yeah, and I think that might be a stay of execution as well for Ferreira. Let's see. Let's see, because it was going to be Sahil Suhaimi and Emi Reka coming on as two attacking substitutions. On for Ferreira and Gabriel Quack. So let's see what will now be the decision process from Firdaus Qasim. So now we're being told that it will indeed be Robson off, Sahil on. We'll get confirmation of that shortly. So it looks like Brian Ferreira still has time here to further acclimatise. Now Komaki, he gets the better of Nazrul Nazari. The clearance goes only as far as V.A.R. Saw that late. The flag goes up for offside. Yokoyama's header. Sure they'll check that, but ruled out offside. In the meantime, we're going to have the changes. So Gabriel Quack is off.
Double substitution for Hougang United, number 22, Gabriel Quack.
So Suhaimi comes on for Ajay Robson.
And number 16, Ajay Robson, replaced by 23, Sahil Suhaimi.
And Emi Reka on for Sahil Suhaimi. Sorry, Emi Reka on for Gabriel Quack, I should say.
Well, they're very good substitutions to make. This is the chance here. Oof.
Oh.
That's not offside, isn't it? It's a good save from Zaiful, but that wasn't offside. As the shot came in, the bounce there, and it was a very, very good save from Zaiful Nizam. But the player who scored that goal wasn't in an offside position when the shot was taken initially. And a check is in progress. And if things are right, then it should be 2-0 here. The check is in progress for that goal.
Well, 2-0, and that would be very difficult, you feel, for Hougang United. It's a shake of the head from Zofami. It's probably frustration that they potentially could let in a second, and maybe frustration with how things are progressing in this second half. And perhaps just getting used to it. As players have to get used to this, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
And you can understand why it would be frustrating, because last season, for example, they'd have just moved on. The decision was made, and we carry on playing, right?
And we've seen that a lot in the European leagues now.
Yeah.
You know, after the check, the players get on with it because they know it's the right decision.
Correct.
And at the end of the day, the right decision has to be made.
So we're being told the goal is going to stand. It is not offside.
And at the end of the day, it's the correct decision, isn't it? And we got to say, it was a good shot from outside the penalty area, or just inside maybe, but Zaiful Nizam pulled off a superb save. But from that rebound, there you can see it here again. It's so clear from outside the box. The player running in who scored the goal was in an onside position when the shot was taken.
From your point of view, there wasn't much more that Zaiful could do, right?
Nah, yeah, I think that was a great, especially when the ball was bouncing right in front of him like that. And Kunori scoring his second.
Scoring second goal for Albirex Niigata, number 14, Yoko Iyama.
Yeah, apologies, it was Yoko Iyama, number 14.
Well, very good position now for Albirex Niigata. And really, they've got to work very hard here. Hougang try and drag themselves back into it. It's a lovely ball, just a little too much on it from Zofami, looking for Hazwan.
Yeah, a little bit too long there, overplayed again.
What do you feel about the Hazwan experiment then, as a so-called false nine?
Yeah, it's a very interesting one, like I said. You know, as a decoy, Ferreira maybe just behind him, trying to use Hazwan's speed. But, you know, we talk about results, and it hasn't turned out the way Hougang want or wanted. It's a good thing it's still very early doors.
Oh, what a shot that is! Fired in! And all of a sudden it's 3! Well, he's just come on as well, the substitute for Albirex Niigata, Riku Fukashino. He unleashes a fantastic shot. No chance for Zaiful Nizam.
What a superb goal that was from Fukashino. Check this out. This was a good play initially, setting the ball up, and then the deflection took it all the way to this guy here. Look at this. 2 touches and bam. Yeah, of course, criticism of the defender, but he got closer to him and closing him down.
Lovely cushion as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it away.
His touch. That was brilliant touch there. Well, I'm sure there's no turning back here, or no coming back from this.
Yeah, this is. We were talking about the solidity of this Hougang side.
Well, it's funny, isn't it? In football, suddenly, just a matter of moments, things can just change like that.
Here's Nazrul.
And it's also funny how Albirex, we spoke about this coming into the game.
Well, he was walking a line, wasn't he, already, Nazrul? And unsurprisingly, goes into the book.
Yeah, he really needs to be careful, Nazrul. He's losing his head. in a Charity Shield match. It's got to relax a little.
Well over 2,000 fans inside Jalan Besar tonight. Watching some good stuff by Albirex in particular. There's that replay of the foul that led to the yellow card for Nazrul.
Change for Albirex. Tadanari Lee is coming on for Komaki.
Yeah, he was one of just a couple of the Japanese players to be retained, Tadanari Lee. And of course he comes with the best pedigree, as it were.
And experience in the league as well.
Yeah.
And what a substitution to make, really.
Yeah. Former Japanese international, had a stint in the Premier League with Southampton, scored the winner in the Asian Cup. He's done it all, and he played a sort of a mentor role, didn't he, last year?
Yeah.
And really is, from all accounts, a very important member of this squad. Talking to the Komui-T, he's running the club, and he's basically saying that he's so impressed with Tadanari Lee's attitude and how he does things. 11 goals last year, 10 assists. And his experience will be very, very useful for his young teammates. They'll all look up to him.
Yeah, those are good numbers as well, coming into the league. And
he had an injury problem as well, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly, with a shoulder problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, you know, at 1-0, we were talking about Albirex slowly coming into the game.
Right.
It's amazing, isn't it, what they can do. They just don't seem to be in the game, and then suddenly, you know, in the second half, they've just come to life. And in very important time of the game as well.
A bit of an apology there from Hassan Sani. I think he feels he should have done better with that. It almost took him a bit by surprise.
Yeah,
on target, just 2, and that's probably be the disappointing factor as far as Hougang are concerned, Shasi.
Yeah, it is his high standards. Wanted it to be caught, Hassan. And the ball goes out of play for a goal kick. Yeah, I think they haven't troubled Hassan enough for me, Hougang. We talk about the plays that they have, and in the penalty area especially, they haven't really tested Hassan enough. And now they've got Sahil playing up top. Pereira still behind him.
Which probably makes more sense for you?
Yeah.
Sahil?
Yeah, Hazwan has always been more of a flank player, playing out wide. But many ways to really look at this. Many ways to win a game. So, again, like I said, what's important for Hougang is that it's still very, very early days.
Yeah. And you'd say, let's not read too much into this result, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, of course. But again, if Albirex can win this game, let's take a look at this chance again.
Here's Tadanari Lee. Kunori's shot is blocked. Well, no foul given. Ogawa.
It's almost like Albirex waited for something to happen and then, you know, wake up and just flick that switch, because they look a different side in the second half.
They really do.
Players growing in confidence as well.
Might help as well that we're now in at night, isn't it?
Yeah.
The sun is now well and truly down.
It's very, very cool here at Jalan Besar Stadium.
Yeah, it's a lovely breeze, I have to say. It's really pleasant. And yeah, a reminder that this year, football matches, evening football matches, will start at 6 p.m. on weekends. Of course, during Ramadan it'll be 8:30, and on a Friday it'll be at 7:45. And no longer 5:30 kickoffs. There'll also be 3 rounds instead of 4, because we've got DPMM returning to the league. So 9 teams this season. Krychek is just really annoyed, isn't he?
They've got 2 players down as well. I think one is Takayama. Frustrations growing for Hougang and their players. And, Takayama is up on his feet.
Kanori is okay. Going to seek some treatment off the pitch. In the meantime, there should be a free kick here for Hougang. Here's Krychek. And I think that frustration just at the moment just showing that they feel they know they can do better. Here's Sahil Suhaimi. Last year he did pretty well, Sahil.
Yeah, there was great strikers play there, controlling the ball in the penalty area, and he's got that burst for the first 5-10 meters. Sahil.
8 goals and 6 assists last year in 36 appearances. I think it was one of his better seasons, really.
Yeah, and then most of the time he played in the middle of the park as well.
That's right. Tadanari lead. Just look at that. It was effortless from him. Fukashino, who I think is probably giving his coach something to think about for a starting place.
Yeah, why not? Fukashiro there with a goal. He's come on and done the business so far.
That's very nicely done by Emi Reka. Back with Albirex. Kunori. Well, what do you know? We're going to have a third Albirex substitution. And we talked about him earlier. Haria. Keito Haria coming on. For Yokoyama, I think there's going to be some shifting around. Sahil, he's done well. He almost looked like he was thinking about doing something acrobatic. Krychek, lovely turn, or rather Ferreira. Well, he's been quite quiet. He suddenly came alive there.
Yeah, Albirex players just throwing themselves and at the ball, but Sahil does well here. Gets the cross off. Good first and second touch there. The defenders just did enough, crowding him out. Kishimoto and Kawachi.
Takayama threw himself at that one.
A goal kick given.
So Yokoyama, who scored the second goal, is going off.
They will take their time going off. Less than 7 minutes to go in this game, plus at a time.
So let's see where Haria goes now. He's
just slipping in there in the middle of the park.
Yep. So they're not going to disturb that centre-back pairing. Plays either midfield or defence. About 5 minutes to go, plus you'd think a fair bit of added time, though quite often in these situations now. It's a very, very one-sided game. They don't always get the full at a time.
Well, we're not going to get a World Cup situation, are we? We've got occasions when there was like 10 minutes of at a time.
Which was actually good to see, because you really are getting the full amount of time played. Fukashino. Now Lee slips it back to Fukashino. Who acknowledges his part in that.
Yeah, there was a foul there. And was it Irwan Shah? Put in the way. There's a late challenge there, definitely.
Given away by Takayama. Really, they stuck a completely different side, don't they? And the header loops wide from Konori. It's going to be a goal kick.
And Kuriyama with a challenge. It's a good challenge there. You're right about Albirex. It's a different side of the second half. The right back there, Takahashi got a touch to that.
Here's Nazrul Nazari. Now Amy Reka. That will go up for a corner. Ooh, a little bit of irritation there. Hassan Sani and Sahil. Hassan on his debut for Albirex, thoughts? Pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really a no-brainer. It's one of their best acquisitions, really, Albirex. You've got a player who's experienced, who still can do the business. Again, like I said, I'm surprised that LCS released him. Still can do the business. In my eyes, probably still Singapore's best goalkeeper. The only thing is, Hougang they haven't really troubled him in this game. That is the criticism of Hougang.
So he hasn't been tested for you, right?
Yeah.
Well, you asked about World Cup type of timings. We're going to have 9.
Wow. Yeah, with the checks in the V.A.R. and whatnot. It's a long time. Yeah.
And one of them, I think, took about 4 or 5 minutes. Well, they're still trying to show a little bit of urgency here. That's good, I suppose, from a Hougang point of view. They might want to get a goal or 2 back if they can. Who knows? These two sides dished out some entertaining matches last year. There must be a foul by Amy Reka, who's going to go into the book.
Yeah, just an occasion of just being frustrated at the situation, and Fukashiro has been excellent since he's come on. Very, very useful player to have. Not only on the bench, probably can go on and start games.
Yeah, they met 6 times last year. 4 matches ending in draws, a total of 27 goals scored. And the last one, very memorable for Hougang, who beat Albirex 4-2 in the second leg. That was at Hougang Stadium. 7-5 on aggregate they won. And today it's going to be, you'd have to say at this stage, Hougang United, even though we've had just one of the 9 added minutes played already.
Yeah, a long, straightforward ball going into the penalty area, looking for Sahil. Not the biggest of players, so it's going to be difficult. Trouble Albirex.
Running inside for Casino. Could see what Lee was looking to do.
Of course, Hougang will be missing Sharan Sulaiman for a bit. He's out injured. So he's another player to call on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Later on.
That's a good point. He was another one that perhaps might have surprised a few. Leaving Lion City Sailors, but he's out for a little bit. By the way, when I talked about those 27 goals scored between these two, 63% of those goals were scored in the second half in meetings between these two clubs, and
yeah,
it's happened again here today.
Exactly.
Remarkable performance in the second 45 for Albirex. Irwan Shah, here's Ulfami. Here to Haria, up to Kanori. It's going to be another Hougang change.
Koyama there, going in hard on Kanori. Goal scorer, what a penalty.
He looked a bit frustrated there, Firdaus.
Yeah, on a day where they started the game very well, high intensity. This is repeated off here in the second half.
No foul for Jansen Fu. Everyone looks up. Now Amy Reka. Looking at kind of some inroads here, but the reality is, Shasi, they just haven't tested Hassan Sunny enough, or if at all, really, in the second half.
And Albirex, they've stood firm with the way they've defended, done all the right things, and like you said, they really haven't tested Hassan enough. That is the problem that Hougang is facing. They got to get this right when season starts. Problem probably they've got to solve is the Brian Ferreira problem. I say problem, but in terms of positioning and where he plays best, that's very, very important at the moment.
Well, we were being told about the change for Zulfami Arifin, but not much time left to do it, and let's see, he's taking some time over this, but it's either him or Christian Krajcek. It's Krajcek. Another easy one for Hassan.
Yeah, bread and butter for Singapore's goalkeeper. Straight at him. Never gonna trouble him. Not too bad winning your first silverware for your new club.
Your very first match.
Yep, exactly.
Belatively gives that one, and Sahil's not impressed.
Well, all just frustrated over the performance, and Sahil didn't really do too much wrong there. Got the ball. Well, Fukushiro is just like another Sugita, isn't he? Very tricky.
Yeah, so many great players last season. Sugita with Palliser Khalsa this year. They're giving it as a free kick. It's just not been their night, is it? Especially in the second half for Hougang.
Exactly, and this was Zulfami, the skipper, just going through his players, not once, but twice. And we talk about Haria and Taranari Lee. I think that's a good piece of business to have them in there as experienced players, because they've done it. They know what it takes to win it here. Experienced leaders.
Well, we've got well, less than a minute left now. Touch on there from Sahil. Here's Krajcek. One final push for a goal, perhaps. Krajcek right across the face of that goal. No one can get on the end of it. And that should probably be it.
Yeah, it was a good ball, wasn't it? Grounder. Just through the goal mouth here. Nobody putting the final touches.
And that brings the Community Shield to an end here. A fantastic second half performance from Albirex Niigata. 3 goals. Really killed it off very quickly in succession, those goals. V.A.R. got involved as well. It had all the ingredients of a fantastic match.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that Hougang did well in the first half, but it was the second half performance by Albirex. Just this switch, the switch here, and Konori with that penalty goal, and of course Yokoyama with that second goal that probably killed Hougang off.
So they will celebrate their first piece of silverware. Hougang United have to do it all again. It ends here at Jalan Besar. Albirex Niigata 3, Hougang United 0. We're going to head back to the studio now with Colette Wong and Rish Roshan Rai.
Thank you very much to Shazad Haq and Shasi Kumar. So what a way to start the season for Albirex Niigata picking up the Community Shield for the 4th time. They won it in 2016, 2017, 2018, and now they can add 2023 to their collection of Singapore Community Shield trophies. We'll be heading back to pitch side in just a few minutes for the prize presentation, but that just gives us a bit of time to look back and to analyze the 90 minutes or 99 minutes of this game which we had. Albirex Niigata started off the first half quite slow, but they really did turn it around in the second.
Yeah, incredible shift in momentum. That cliche goes game of two halves, right? You had the first half, which was pretty much kind of all Hougang in a sense, the way they controlled the game.
Yeah.
And then second half, there were some big moments that changed the match. But Albirex were really all over Hougang in the second 45.
Yeah, so this was in the 52nd minute. A clash of heads there. I thought that really looked awful, but he was okay. Fukashiro Riku got that little knock on the head, but V.A.R. was employed here, and a good decision here.
Yeah, the correct call, the correct decision. The referee didn't quite spot it, something that was missed incident on the pitch, and he was brought back for an on-field review, the first on-field review in Singapore professional football history, which leads to the correct decision. It is a penalty. It was a penalty. It was the right call, and it was put away nicely by Seiya Kunori. Zeifel was close.
Yes, he was.
Close. He was agonizingly close to saving that one, but there was just enough pace and direction on it from Kunori to get it past, just underneath the outstretched arm of Zeifel there.
Fantastic strike. That was low and hard and right into the corner, and that was 1-0 to Albirex Niigata. So this was in the 69th minute, initially given offside. It was Kaisei Ogawa there with a cross to Shodai Yokoyama.
Yep.
Initially declared offside, went to VAR.
Yeah, it did, because the assistant referee on the far side raised his flag. You can see quite clearly in the highlights it was the correct call to award the goal. But Kaisei Ogawa, I mean, here again, just another example of how good Albirex were in the second half. You know, they got closer to each other. I thought they linked the play very well. They were connecting the play in possession, getting forward, moving the ball along quickly. And you just saw there the space that was afforded to Ogawa on the edge of the area to have a shot at goal, bounced just in front of Zeifel, which made it difficult for him. And he pumped it right into the path of Yokoyama, who was on hand to put away the rebound.
That was 2-0 to Albirex, and this was 3-0. Riku Fukashino, who came on as a second half substitute, and what a player he is.
Really good finish. And he was a player who, even in pre-season, he looked at Albirex, he would come on off the bench, and he would be a player who could come on and change the game for them and impact the match. And he came on pretty early in the second half as well. Neat first touch, just to take it away from his body, set himself up for that shot, and it's a very good finish. You can see the pure focus on there. You know, even though he's got a player on him trying to close him down, still able to take it away from him and drive it past the goalkeeper.
Okay, as we take a look at the match stats, so you can see that 22 shots by Albirex Niigata, really dominating that second half. I'm not sure how many shots Hougang had in that second half, but I wouldn't say too many. What
is 14 minus 6? So math is not too good. Was it 8? Is that 8? 14 minus 6. So 8 shots for Hougang in the second half. 11 for Albirex in the second half, but those shots on target, that really went up for Albirex Niigata as well. But again, in terms of being threatening, in terms of causing danger, causing a bit of chaos, it was Albirex Niigata who were the better side.
Okay, let's talk about VAR, star of the show, and for good reason as well, because we saw a couple of decisions, and upon review, they were the right calls by the referee.
Yep.
So overall, your assessments in this game one of VAR's introduction to the Singapore League?
I think it worked very well. I mean, look, it's the first time that we're seeing VAR in the league. So yeah, there are going to be things that they can tighten up on and things that they can work on as the season progresses. But for a first effort, for a first time, I thought it was very good. Generally, it was pretty smooth. There were a couple of decisions that they needed to take the time to make sure that they could get it right. And ultimately, that's what you want. You want the right decisions. That's what VAR is there for. And as long as they come to the right conclusion, they come to the right decision, I don't have too many complaints about it. In terms of the quickness and the speed of coming to that call, I think that will come with time. I think that will come with a bit more familiarity with how things work. Did you feel like it took
a little bit too long today? Or
certain times, yes, it did. Certain times it was quick, nice and tight, nice and smooth. But again, I don't have a big problem with it, because I think generally for a first time, I thought it was a very good effort. And it really helped to I think, especially if you're an Albirex Niigata fan, really helped to add a bit of justice to the game and a bit of justice to the result, because you look at V.A.R, you look at the incidents, and they came in for big incidents, big calls like that. You know, there where it wasn't spotted by the referee, and perhaps last season it would have just gone on. It was just played on. It wouldn't have been spotted. It would have been picked out. Play would have continued. But V.A.R allowed the referee to go and have another look at it and go and make an on-field review and decide, yep, you know, I've had a look at it. I might have missed the incident. I didn't think it was a foul, but I've had a look at it now, and yes, it clearly was a foul. And it clearly was. I mean, we saw on the replays as well. The referees now get the benefit of having a look at the replays themselves. Here, I mean, I think in a situation like this, you know, assistant referees are told to have a delay with raising their flag, just so that in case there's a goal scored, they can obviously go and check it.
Yes.
So what happens here, and we can see quite clearly on the replay that the player Shoda Yokoyama was onside, was quite clearly onside. But I guess, you know, he has that sort of security blanket in terms of him being able to sort of raise his flag and have V.A.R have a look at it, which V.A.R would have had a look at it anyway.
Yes.
So,
but last season there was no
Last
V.A.R.
season he might have raised his flag and it wouldn't have been a review, and that goal would have been chopped off. And then after that, instead of having discussions about how that was the right call, we would have discussion after discussion about referees and the standards and things that were missed in the game and things like that. So for me, they brought it in. It's worked well here. The signs are very encouraging, and it looked good. And for me, for the first time, it did really well.
And that's exactly what V.A.R is supposed to do. I mean, it's not perfect, and we've seen it in leagues around the world. It's not perfect. Week after week in the Premier League, which a lot of us watch, I mean, there's always a debate about how V.A.R was used, and it's never going to be perfect, but it does enhance and improve officiating, doesn't it?
I feel that it does. I feel that it does, and I think the numbers sort of back it up in the sense that you see the accuracy of decisions, that sort of number going up in terms of the percentages. But look, again, it's one of those things where it's about your opinion, right? Some people just don't like V.A.R, they just like the game going on the way it is, and that's fine, that's fair, that's your opinion to have. The reality of the world is that we have V.A.R now, and that's what we've got to live with, that's what we've got to deal with. And we can only judge it based on what we're seeing. And for me, what we saw today was, yes, some things to sort of work on, and I'm sure the people in charge of it will go and work on it. But generally, I thought it was a really, really good effort. And, you know, a really good effort. And again, I go back to justice being done. And Albirex, I mean, will absolutely be delighted that V.A.R was on hand to give them the penalty and the goal, which they rightfully deserved.
You know, a lot of times I hear people talk about the Community Shield, and they say it's a glorified friendly because, you know, it really just pits the champions of the league against the champions of the cup. But you can see there the passion, the elation, the joy.
Yeah, it's a big moment. It's a big moment. And yeah, I know it's easy to just sit on the sidelines, or even sit here or wherever and just say, it's pre-season friendly.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. But, you know, you still get a medal at the end of it. Your club's name still goes up on the list of honors, on that honor roll as a winner of this.
Yeah.
And for a lot of these guys from Albirex Niigata, what it was is so important for them, because a lot of them are playing professional football for the first time in their career. So a first sort of bit of silverware and a medal for them.
Brilliant. What an occasion, what a day it is for these youngsters. We're going to throw it back to the commentators. Shazad Haq on hand ahead of the prize presentation.
Thanks very much, Colette Wong and Rish Roshan Rai. Yeah, try telling these guys it's a glorified friendly. Colette, absolutely right there with Roshan, that it is something. It means something to these guys, and it is their first bit of silverware for a lot of these players here, Shasi.
Listen, I don't care what people say, but as professional footballers, as coaches, you want to win every game. It doesn't matter whether it's, you know, the Charity Shield, the league, pre-season friendly. You want to go out there and win games, and I think that's what's most important.
We're just watching the Hougang players go up to receive their runners-up medals there from Mr. Yazin Buhari, the General Secretary of the Football Association of Singapore. But we're going to see a lot more of these guys. We're going to see much better performances, surely, from Hougang, right?
Yeah, that's why I said that it's good that it's happened now, because then Firdaus can go on and then do his tweaks and changes and do what he has to do as a coach would do. And for most of these guys, those are the youngsters, and then Zaiful Nizam there, got to say, a little bit unlucky with the save that he pulled off. Nizam there, Gulam, Anders, who didn't really have a part to play here. Firdaus and Marco Albirex.
Yeah, Marco there, the assistant now, and yeah, it's going to hurt tonight because they were comprehensively beaten.
Exactly.
But like you say, this is the opportunity, because the league hasn't started. You know now little things that you got to work on.
Of course, and these are the backroom staff. But yeah, very interesting point to which Roshan was talking about the V.A.R, and we have to talk about it. And let's see, because if V.A.R wasn't in place today, the first goal, Kunori's goal, wouldn't have been scored or wouldn't have been allowed, and then things would have been different. That was at 0-0, right? And things would have been different. So I think that's justice. And at the end of the day, it is about making the right decisions. That's all there is to it.
You want the right calls.
Exactly.
And even if it takes a bit of time, you eventually arrive at the correct, accurate decision.
And you know, the speed of the call, it will come with time, with experience.
Yeah, I think people really shouldn't be under any illusions that with something as new as this, you're not going to get it to the standard of where you've seen other leagues. And I remember when V.A.R first came out in Europe, it took some time. It took a while for everyone to get used to it. And for a first day, I think it's got the most important decisions correct today.
Exactly.
When V.A.R was called upon, we had the right calls. 2 goals were affected by V.A.R, weren't they?
Yeah, the penalty call and the Yokoyama goal, which was firstly ruled out as offside. But these are the Charity Shield winners. Some good performances, I've got to say, especially in the second half. And, you know, we talk about Albirex not doing it in the first half, but they weren't really tested at all in terms of their defensively. And, you know, the back four, they were good. Takahashi, Kishimoto, Kawachi and Fuwa as well. They were good at the back. And of course, with Hassan at the back, they've really very safe. You know, they're very safe organization-wise as well.
There's Tadanari Lee, who scored a penalty last year in the Community Shield, but they were the runners-up that day. Now he can enjoy this one. A very good performance, and yeah, they're just getting started. This Albirex side.
Yeah, what a way to start the season on a good note, especially with, like I said before, players coming in together. Most of them first-time professional footballers as well. A great occasion for them.
There's Daisuke Yoshinaga there. Of course, it was the medals presented, the winner medals presented, and the shield presented by Mr. Bernard Tan, the FAS acting president. Yokoyama there with him.
Congratulations to our Community Shield winners.
And your winners of the 15th Community Shield, Albirex Niigata, 2023 winners of the Community Shield.
Well, they're hoping this is not the first this season, because they've got loads to play for, the league, the Singapore Cup as well. And looking ominous at the moment.
And that also means that Yoshinaga is the first ever coach to win 3 shields. Done it twice before, in 2017 and 2018. Hassan Sunny, he's won it now 2 years in a row.
2 different teams.
2 different teams. Tadanari Lee getting in on the action. Wonderful for these players, as you say, for so many of them to now be able to hold on to a bit of silverware.
You think they get an off day tomorrow, Shazad?
I would say probably not. Just knowing how professional and how disciplined this club is run.
And I'm sure the focus is the next game.
Right. And that's what Noshiaga started, isn't it?
Exactly.
Right, next one, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Rest on our laurels. And talking of which, a reminder that the SPL begins next weekend. We're really looking forward to having you join us. A full round of fixtures It starts on Friday. Lion City Sailors take on Tanjong Pagar. That's on Friday, the 24th of February at 7:45. We leave you here with these final scenes at Jalan Besar Stadium. Albirex Niigata have beaten Hougang United 3-0. Ramesh Sadhak, Shashi Kumar, the rest of the team, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be with you next weekend.
What great celebrations we are witnessing here from Albirex Niigata. I would love to see Yoshinaga up front as well with that trophy. There he is. Because he is very understated, isn't he? He's a man of few words. He doesn't display too much of himself, but you can tell under all of that, he must be exhilarated.
Yeah, he'll be really happy with it. I mean, you've won a game, you've won a trophy, you won a medal, you won a match. You should celebrate. You should enjoy good moments in life. You know, I don't want to see it here and be a bummer. But, oh, no, they should be moving on. No, you know, enjoy it, and you know, it's great that they are. And they'll go back and they'll go and enjoy themselves tonight, a bit of recovery tomorrow, and then they'll look ahead to the start of the campaign. But absolutely deserve to be happy and absolutely deserve to celebrate. It was nice to see lots of smiles and lots of enthusiasm from the Albirex Niigata players.
And a great match for the 2,000-odd spectators who are out here today at the Jalan Besar Stadium. And there's so much more to come. You don't have to wait much longer because the Singapore Premier League season starts in a few days from now. The 24th of February, we'll see our first match. Lion City Sailors are up against Tanjong Pagar United. Two matches on the 25th. Tampines at home to Geylang International, while Albirex Niigata take on the Young Lions. And on the 26th of February, it's a 6 p.m. kickoff between Balestier Khalsa and Hougang United. And of course, our feature match of match week 1 is this one between Tampines Rovers and Geylang International. We will be on air from 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, the 25th of February. So do join us then. Well, thanks so much for joining us this evening for the Community Shield. Congratulations once again to Albirex Niigata. The Singapore Premier League season kicks off officially on the 24th. Roshan, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, Colette. I've had a lot of fun.
Me too. Great pleasure to have you with me, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.